Hello, folks. Um, Dani's late, by the way, so if you're expecting to see her, you will see her. She's just late. Um, I'm very excited to be back for this show. It feels weird, like we don't do it. We've been pretty consistent this year, not too many skipped episodes, so that's really good. But for those of you who don't know, who might be new to watching, hello, I'm Lyric. I host this show, The Dynamite Diaries, with my co-host Dani. Y'all, it has been a day. Like it has been a day. So much stuff has happened today. Um, I'm really flabbergasted. I don't know where to begin. I think I'll wait for Dani before I get into some of the more stickier topics. But obviously, last week was a really big week for Dynamite because Kenny Omega came back and Kenny Omega was quickly taken out of action. Courtesy of the protostar Kyle Fletcher. We got the Hang Mega reunion. And guys, if I wasn't so dog tired last week, I promise I would have gotten on the stream. Dani was out jet setting because she's rich and famous. But I just really couldn't do it. So I was just like, rather than do this show by myself, I said, hey, the show has a Kenny Omega section anyway every single week. And so might as well go ahead and just wait until next week. We'll be sure to give him all his praise and do. Um, anyway, so yeah, this was a lot, folks. We had a really stacked card. We opened with the AEW World Men's World Champion, Hangman Adam Page versus Josh Alexander, which was a really good match. I'm gonna be honest, Josh Alexander, I think I was unfamiliar with your game. I've been really impressed with the stuff that you've done since becoming All Elite. I must say, I didn't know that you was really cut like that. So shout out to Josh Alexander. Um, that was really good, but your good wasn't good enough. So Hangman ended up, well, the match really, well, yeah, no, he ended up winning. And obviously, Don Callis family gets involved, and then Kyle Fletcher comes out, who was challenging All Out, and they went to it. This was a really good promo battle. I honestly felt like they had great control over the crowd, considering the fact that that crowd was really trying to just really hijack the show, but like they clearly respected these two guys. I think the touch that they did, like comparing the two of them, and then like Hangman saying like Kyle, like you're not ready. I think thought that was like a really brilliant touch. Yeah, it was just really great. Hangman is really developed into like the guy. Um, I think this is going to be a really great match. I really love the match they had in the Owen Hart tournament, the semifinal. And so I know that this is just going to deliver because it's on pay per view. Honestly, at this point, with all that, I have no idea what's going to be the main event. There's a lot of different things like between the Hangman versus Kyle, and if Toni actually loses the belt, and then you have like obviously the Darby and Mox coffin match has been built for so long. And then you have like the ESC reunion. Who knows? I have no idea. Um, but I do think that main eventing with either of the world titles wouldn't be a bad idea. Um, Next, we had the. What did we have next? Oh, we had my glorious, 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 glorious CEO teaming up with Riho. No, it's my fault. Teaming up with Emi Sakura to face Riho and Alex Windsor. Two people, Riho and Emi Sakura, people that we don't see enough, I would say, in AEW. So it's good to see them back. Riho obviously returned last week. We weren't here to talk about it, but that was super exciting. Um, and obviously, we don't get to see Amy Soccer as much as I would like. Am I good? Yes, I am. I'm gonna be honest, riffing like by myself is like really, really hard. I'm used to like Dani, like, if you watch the show regularly, like, we typically don't even get to the show until like 45 minutes in because we've yapped so much. So this is like the earliest that I think I've actually talked about like the actual wrestling, um, and in months. And I'm sure some of you will probably be able to quote me on that. For those of you who are coming in, hello. Dani's going to be late. She also tweeted that she's going to be late. You know what? Rather than try to be like Miss Serious Nancy, I'm just gonna talk about people. I'm gonna talk about people. I want y'all to know that Dani is a liar. She gets up on here. She talks about me. She calls me rich and says that I've been played. I want y'all to know that Dani is so rich. The Young Bucks have asked her for money personally. You didn't hear this from me. Dani is doing things and going places that eyes haven't seen and ears haven't heard. No, don't laugh because I think we should say it. We should talk about how famous my sister is. She's really like that. So I just want you to know she's going to get on here today and she's going to spew so many ugly narratives. She's going to talk about me. She's going to say different things, and I just want you to know we're going to talk about it in advance. It's just not true. And I think we should get to the fact of the matter about, what is she doing? I tried to get on here and be like all uber professional, but you know what? Sometimes hate wins. I think that is Dani should put herself on the rock, but she just can't. I've been talking crazy. Oh,
What's crazy?
I was just talking crazy about you. Oh my god.
Why?
Oh, I was telling everybody that you lie about being poor. And I'm talking about.
That's not true, guys.
I was
It's not
talking
true.
crazy about you. We were saying Dani needs to put herself on the rob list.
No!
I said Dani got so much money, the Young Bucks asked her for money.
Shut up. Shut up. Guys, I don't know if she told you what Lyric is alluding to is that God forbid a bitch go on vacation. Okay.
Chat, count how many vacations Dani's been on this year. Oh, my fault. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say it. Oh.
Sometimes the Greek islands call your name, and who are you to not answer?
I would like to say Dani's so beast because like she sends me a picture acting like trying to like this is nothing. Watching Kenny versus Osprey at Forbidden Door on her phone while on a boat. Like, and you know what? I felt like that was like a really poor attempt for her to try to relate to me and be like, I'm just like you. No, I'm not. I watch Kenny and Osprey from the house. Poor. You watch it on
but also see though, you know what the difference is, guys? The difference is, right? Like the way that I see it in my head. I'm 23, all right? I've got the world, I've got so much time to make rational decisions. Why not be irrational now? I already have the bad credit, right? Like let me pay for this trip in cash and then everything's fine.
That's exactly what I do. If I pay for like the flight, the hotel, and everything in cash up front, then it's free.
So look, yes. For those of you so curious, I went to Greece last week. It was a couple days in Athens, a couple days in Eos, a couple days in Santorini.
Santorini.
Everybody's staying on the motherfucking rob list though. I want that to be so abundantly.
That doesn't mean you're not on it.
No way, shape, or form should I be on the rob list. Guys, I'm telling you, there's nothing to have except I can't even think of anything witty. There's nothing to have.
Dani was outside, y'all. Like she was outside.
I was outside. I was dancing on bars.
Really outside.
Can I tell you a crazy story though?
Yes.
I can't even spell Santorini. That is so funny. When I was there, we met so many interesting people. When I was there was a guy. Also, guys, hello. Welcome to. I was gonna say Black Wrestling. This is not Black Wrestling. Welcome to the Dynamite Diaries. I didn't have a chance to watch Dynamite. I literally just got home from work. But so everything that Lyric says, I will be live reacting to. Anyway, when I was in, I think it was EOS. No, it was in Santorini. There was like, there's like people standing outside of the clubs, like trying to get like girls to come in. This guy was so odd. His name was Kali. All right. And first we were walking past and he was like, I'll give you $20 to come in. And we were like, what?
He'll pay you to come in?
He was going to pay us to come into the club. And I was like, whoa, because that's scary. What y'all got going on in there? And then he was like, we started talking and I was like, hey, where do you go on vacation? Because like you work in Santorini, like was from Australia. I was like, where do you go on vacation? And he was like, I stay here. And I was like, no, for real. And he was like, I go to Afghanistan. I was like, oh, not to say that you can't vacation in Afghanistan, but just not necessarily what I was
Surprise me a little
expecting.
bit. That's all.
You got me, you got me. And then he was like, wait, if I come back and I show you a picture of me with the Taliban, you have to buy an espresso martini. I was like, what?
What?
What are you saying to me right now? Lyric, tell me why this man comes back and he shows me a picture of, I don't want to stereotype. So what I will say is he was standing in front of a sign that said in Arabic, it looked like the words Afghanistan. I don't speak Arabic, but it was him himself and a bunch of other guys with massive guns. Um, and I will say, given the information that I already had, it was seeming to corroborate his story. So he was like, "This is me at the Taliban." Then this bitch shows me a picture of a dead body. And he was like, this is what, like when I was there for a week, like, this is like one of the people that they showed me. And I was like, oh, literally a picture of a fucking dead body. I've never seen one before. And then he was like, all right, that means you have to come in and buy an espresso martini. And then he walks in, he's like, we got a couple of sleepy bitches in here. I was like, whoa, not so much on the B words. That was the name of the drink on the menu. The espresso martini was a sleepy bitch. But then this skinny little white kid from Australia, he was like, hey, you're American, right? And I was like, yeah. Also, mind you, there's other girls coming in and out at that point. And I'm like, you gotta stop yelling at us. You're scaring away your other customers. And he was like, no, you're my favorite. And he literally, this skinny little white kid, he was like, do I look like Big X the Plug? It was like, because I don't know, because sometimes people tell me I look like Big X the Plug. And then as we were actually trying to leave, we were getting bullied by high school bullies on that video, Gabby Hanna. Anyway, we were getting bullied by the people as we were trying to leave because they were like, you're going home at 2 a.m. And we were like, yeah. And they were like, the clubs are opening at 2 a.m. You're going home. And we were like, oh my God. Also, there was a sign in that same bar that was like, please don't do coke in the bathroom, but the don't wasn't lit up. So the whole sign just said, please do coke in the bathroom. They park different over there. Anyway, so as we were trying to leave, he was like, oh my God, you Americans. Oh, how can I say it in a way that will like relate to you? And he was like, oh, get down on the ground. I was like, which leads us to our next. Anyway, thought I'd share.
And somehow, that's not even the craziest story I've heard.
I have
Y'all,
some
it's
crazy
been a
ones from
crazy
today.
day.
Anyway,
It's been a crazy day, y'all.
you know what? Let's touch on it in vague terms.
Very vague because the internet is permanent.
The internet is permanent, public. Here's what I will say, right? On a semi-serious note, honestly, a lot of the same conversation that I feel like we had about Hulk Hogan, we could have about this person.
Correct. Very interchangeable.
Very interchangeable. Like honestly, like I feel like you can copy and paste a lot of my sentiments from there and put that here. I fight for my spot in heaven every day. Believe it or not, right? Like I don't know where my family went wrong. I was raised a good Christian woman. I don't know what happened to her, but that's what I was raised. So every day I wake up and I'm like, I would like to think that one day when it's all said and done, my soul is a good one, right? Not a pure one, but a good one. And it'll go up instead of down. Days like today, I'm less and less sure of that fate. It was being optimistic anyway, but you know what else though? I Twitter is literally the only app. Like it is the only app because no other.
I realized it felt like a drug today. It felt like I was fiending today. Like it felt like a drug. I had to go force myself to do something else because I'm talking about. I couldn't get anything done. Like I literally couldn't get anything done. Like I want you to know, I think we're funny, but these people on the internet, everybody who I know is
Because
giving me
even you and I have a limit. Even you and I will
like
say, you know
I
what?
had a limit.
I'm
I
not
said,
gonna say that. Believe it.
"Oh, y'all get down. Y'all get down."
But also like Utah.
Denver.
Mm. Hmm.
I would like to say there was a
I
school
want to. I
shooting.
also. Oh, I can't say that. Well, lyric knows where I was today.
Yes.
You can imagine the company I was keeping in.
Oh, you gotta tell us. You please put it in the group chat later. I
the reactions across the table. Oh my god. I don't want to dox myself, so I won't say it. But guys, I really, really
if
this is
you
one of those
knew
times I wish I could share with the class.
if you knew what Dani was doing today, y'all would be yeehawing. And I'm so sorry I couldn't tell you. Maybe later. Maybe we could
Yeah,
tell
no, down the line, I'm definitely sharing because I said something today that I think was very funny. But yeah, down the line for sure, guys, count on it. But basically, I'm speaking code. Lyric, you remember when I texted just you and I said that I was gonna do that thing?
yeah.
I did it. I made him explain.
Oh, you know what though? One thing I really admire about you is that you really are the same person in real life that you are on the internet. Actually, worse.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Yeah. You might be worse.
for better or worse.
You
Um,
stand on business till your feet hurt. Oh my god.
I'm working on it.
Wow.
Anyway, um, guys, I'm like, wow, we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks. So much can happen.
So much has happened.
So much has happened.
I literally just
Dani,
told him, I said, y'all, Kenny Omega returned and got jumped out last week.
pause. We gonna put a pin right the fuck there. This is why I don't let niggas babysit. How I step out for one show, and y'all let my goat get jumped. Matter of fact, everybody getting a whooping. Everybody getting a whooping. Line up. Cause what
Everybody
the fuck?
and the thing is they were so happy. Y'all, they were so Hangman was so happy. Like Hangman was so happy. They were so happy to be back together. And then I think seeing the clips from Speedball's vlog later was just like, they say, yeah, I haven't teamed with you in
I don't
years.
feel
I said, oh, I would also like to say, from a content perspective, we've really been fed this morning when they dropped that photo shoot. I said, wow, today's gonna be a good day. So look at my favorites. I said everybody looks so nice.
guys, I also oh my god, it's literally been such a long 2 weeks. I've been so out of the loop with everything. I have like half a story of what everything's going on. So I don't I saw that picture this morning, and then I heard all this different stuff. I saw all these different returns, but I like don't know anything about it. I I am like I feel so all over the place because also guess what? I got locked out of Black Girl Wrestling and I thought that was the end. I and honestly like I didn't even really care.
Hey,
That's
you
what
gotta tweet on the personal account.
I
You
yeah, I
ratioed Will Ospreay.
I did do that. Which you know what? Guys, so much happened. William Peter Charles Osprey. You have too many names. I might have messed them up. That's your name. You know me. I'm T-Pain. Um you literally don't have a choice. If you don't come on Black Girl Wrestling now, like we're gonna have problems for life, and I would hate to have problems with you, Billy Goat. But at this point, right, like you've been called out, you've been ratioed, the precedent has been set. You will not be the first, second, or at this point, third guest on BG Dub.
Third,
So
guest total or third
I
white guest?
no, I have plans that I cannot share with you right now because the haters will sabotage me. Anyway, um, yeah, so I guess like this is kind of moving in from like what's the difference between like or what's the line between like a request and a request and a threat? It, how does one move into like extortion territory? I feel like that's like that's like the sweet spot.
You know what? I had something to say, but I think that would also dox us like crazy.
Why?
No, I'll tell you
Both
off.
of us, we don't live in the same spot.
No, I think it's just
Oh, I have a guess.
yeah.
That's what I should have done today. Anyway.
Um,
Anyway,
you
but
know,
yeah,
I reach out to somebody to be like, "Oh yeah, can you get this done for me?" But they don't got the juice like that themselves.
My God, just losers relying on losers. Here I go. But yeah, guys. So I like I said, I think extortion is the sweet spot.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but Will Ospreay, you will be on Black Girl Wrestling.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, put that neck brace on. Hashtag neck strong, right, guys? Um, I that's maybe the craziest thing I've ever tweeted.
I will say that's fantastic. I mean, the timing was impeccable. Like truly, you thought of that. I said, "Wow, guys, this was the perfect tweet." And this was literally the perfect tweet, and only one person could really tell it. And y'all just you snooze, you lose.
I was like, you know what? I was very proud of it. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Because if you understand that it's a wrestling reference too, then like it
Double
makes sense. But
entendre.
if you don't, I was like, no, this one's crazy. And then one guy literally was like, ha ha ha. When my grandparents owned your grandparents, don't make me call my grandmommy.
They said, "Yeah, didn't it, one set of your grandparents probably owned the other set or something like that?" I said, "Oh,
But also like, never mind. I was gonna I was you don't start something you can't finish. All right, I'm not the one, two, three, or four, and I'm choosing. My grandma told me to pray over you, but I am not a good person in the way that she is. And you know what, guys? Eventually we will talk about Dynamite, but I gotta be honest. I didn't watch last week's Dynamite. I didn't watch Collision, and I haven't.
I thought you did watch last week's Dynamite."
I watched the first part, and then I watched Kenny Omega and others, but I didn't watch the full thing, which is probably a really bad thing to say on a reaction post show to all of these shows. Um,
That's what I'm here for, guys.
yeah,
I watch everything.
Everybody, wait, pause. Everybody, think lyric for the house. Thank you.
Stop saying that. You want to know what I will say, bro? The streets were so dry about Black Girl Wrestling last week. Like I will say, the streets was so dry. Like
What
we,
can I say?
you're actually really not allowed to go on vacation. Like you better start watch Dynamite on a boat or something. I don't know.
It wouldn't stream. I tried.
Oh,
I tried. But yeah, no, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I got lost. I got locked out of BG Dub. I thought that was it. Honestly, I had like because I tried to log in while I had a layover in Toronto, and a really good joke that nobody else laughed at, but I thought it was funny. I literally tweeted. I was like, "Oh my god!" I tweeted on Thursday after I saw the shit. I was like so excited to see Kenny at All Out. I just landed in Toronto, and nobody else thought that was funny. I was like, guys, get it, because he just got jumped. He's not finna be there, and I'm here 2 weeks early. No one else laughed. I said, that one's for me. Anyway, I tried to log in there, and it didn't work. And then I tried to log in when I was in Greece, and it didn't work. And then I tried to log in again, and they were like, bitch, this ain't you. You you do not have out of country money. This is not fucking you. And so then it kept sending things to a recovery email that I don't have. I don't actually don't even know what that email was. So TLDR had to pay somebody to get it back for me. But we up.
Who?
Anyway. Was it my wisest choice? No. Was it my safest cybersecurity choice? No. Is there anything to take from me besides debt and my credit score that was joining? Oh, that was gonna be crazy. I'm gonna talk about how low my credit score was and the company it might keep now. You get it. Anyway. All Elite Wrestling had a show tonight. It was called Dynamite. I haven't seen it. Lyric, what happened?
I had started before you got here. I talked about the opener, which was Hangman versus Josh Alexander. Really good. And Cal Fletcher confronted him afterwards. And they're going to have a match at All Out. And I will say, Hangman took like a really interesting route. He was like, you're so great. Like, you so tough, big bro. Like, you have a great body. You're awesome. And he was like, he said, like, you could really wrestle, but you're not ready. You're not ready to be the man yet. Like, you're really not him yet. You know, like, really not like that.
Not the DG Cuck chair.
And Kyle Fletcher said, people been telling me that I'm not ready my entire career. I'm gonna beat you. I'm ready to be the man. He said, and we're gonna fight at All Out, man on man. I said,
man on man. You know what? I that to me feels like a direct response to the call out about
it was
about boys not being horny enough for other boys on All Elite Wrestling. An issue near and dear to my heart.
I will say some people definitely amped it up. Also, shout out, like they said the word men's world championship like 4 times in that promo. Shout out to them. What else happened?
I heard the crowd was ass.
They were trying to do their own thing. Like they were really trying to like hijack the show, which I didn't appreciate. But I will say, Hangman and Kyle like did a really good job of like keeping them contained during that. But like they tried to hijack it for sure. MJF had a backstage promo, and
why?
Basically, so last week at Collision, MJF shows up after and basically keeps Mark Briscoe from beating Takeshita. Because Mark Briscoe had to face a member of the Don Callis.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah.
And so MJF makes an appearance. He lays on the ground outside the ring like Hangman. But he's not.
I saw that picture.
Yeah, but he's not Hangman, so go figure.
You'll never be him.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be on his honeymoon or something.
And then we get there. So basically, the promo that aired tonight was from the same night, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to be on my honeymoon, and my new wife is like telling me, oh, don't go over there, come out on the honeymoon. Why are you going to work?" He said, basically, like, I don't care. If you walk out that door right now, we're done. I said, all right, see you. He said, because I was married long before. He was like, I was trying to marry the game. And I said, yeah, I do. He said, like,
did he say that for real?
Basically, some version of it. He said, yeah, I'm married to
the no, but I meant like the bar exactly. Oh, no, how much more respect I would have gained for you? No, that would have been so fucking, that could have fucking renewed my card. I don't have a card. I was going to say renewed my stand card, but I don't have one of those.
He definitely did pull those several lines from Dreams and Nightmares, though. I'm not going to lie to you. It was okay. Afterwards, we had the tag match, which was Mercedes, Riho, and Mercedes and Emi Sakura versus Riho and Alex Windsor.
Riho, the most impactful women's return of the week.
You ate that.
Can I
Also,
say something briefly?
they tried to jump me when I said that nostalgia is a drug, one hell of a drug tweet. And the thing is, I mute my tweets right after I tweet them. So like the next day, I was seeing tweets from
Too.
talking about some, hey, how dare y'all call Lyric not a women's wrestling fan? And like, Lyric cares about wrestling so much. And like, I can't believe y'all beefing with Lyric whole time. Lyric, no. I still don't know.
Literally.
I actually never even read the replies again. And in fact, on Friday, I went and I reiterated the tweet and I said, I was 100% correct. This aged beautifully.
My 2 cents on that. Because I haven't said it. I haven't had the time. My 2 cents on that. I am not going to sit up here and act like I was tuned in to wrestling at that time. But the reason I wasn't tuned into wrestling, I actually think goes hand in hand with a lot of the things that we talk about AJ, by the way, a
Yeah.
lot of the things that she was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have an interest in sitting through 2 hours of misogyny and talking about women as objects for the hope of a 6 minute women's match. That, even at my age of 5 or 6, 7 or 8, 9 or 10, I was like, I'm not doing that. It was just of no interest to me. So I appreciate any and all of the people who stood in there and fought to have more than that, and who stood in there and kind of changed that conversation, especially about wanting to be respected more as performers rather than whatever the fuck they was having them do before. So I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I was a fan awaiting the return, because I wasn't tuned in to that. But I'm not gonna sit up here and disrespect her and what she contributed, in a lot of ways, that she made a huge impact. What I will say now,
Mm-hmm.
it is difficult for me to truly look at someone any person who has taken time away from the game, who has truly looked at things outside looking in, done some reflection, done all this growth, and then choose to go back to WWE
In 2025.
2025.
On the same day as Brock Lesnar.
That I struggle with, because I'm like, honestly, I feel like a lot of people, do I think that we give people a pass for like, because like you work there, like whatever. No, I just liken a lot of things to whatever the corporate equivalent of Stockholm syndrome is, you know, for a lot of stuff where it's like, I don't even know if I can necessarily blame you, because you're here, and as things get worse, like sometimes, I don't know, but any person stepping out, looking at the landscape of everything going on, and saying, matter of fact, that's where I want to be, that's my destination A. And no company is perfect. We are incredibly mean to AEW because
Very.
they need to be, bullied. Guess who steps up to the plate? But like, I don't know. To me, like, I know I'm not head over heels about your return to a place like that, knowing that it, at least to me, it seems as though it was intentional for this to take place at the same time, to appease one set of fans, at the same time for them to do some real slimy shit that they want to do for themselves and for the other set. So that people who said they were not going to watch WWE anymore because they brought back Brock Lesnar, oh well, now AJ's here, now you have to watch. And so yeah, no, I that's my little 2 cents about it.
I think, yeah, as somebody who, I've always felt very interestingly about like the Divas era, and like I wasn't really into it. Like, I'm one of those people who, when I got into wrestling, I actually wasn't into women's wrestling because of what I saw in Divas wrestling. It wasn't until I started watching like TNA and the knockouts where I really like invested, in women's wrestling, and then obviously like NXT when the Four Horsemen came around. And so I do acknowledge that a lot of my female peers in the wrestling space, their entry point to wrestling was the Divas era. Like that means everything to them. So like I take everything with a grain of salt. And obviously, um, those women did the very best they could with what they had, and they did lay, a lot of the foundation that we see now for North American women's wrestling. However, I think that you can't just use the woman card to justify everything, right? Like just because it's a woman in wrestling doesn't cancel out that something is also happening to hurt women at the same time. Like it doesn't. One of those things doesn't cancel out the other.
Mm-hmm. Right? And they're hoping that in a viewer's mind it will.
Absolutely. And it's just like, well, she deserves this. She deserves this. Yes, she did. She does. I'm not going to say like she doesn't deserve a run or anything, but she deserved a run last year and the year before that and the year before that. The time
every Royal Rumble for the last decade.
When people ask for it, right? You strategically popped up now and as a way to deflect from someone named in court documents as an abuser returning to television. And that's a fact. And you're
allegedly
doing the allegedly, yeah. All of that to just to counter program an AEW show. WrestlePalooza is a pay-per-view that didn't exist last year. And here's the thing: it's a part of the business. Whatever, they can do whatever they want. I wasn't gonna watch regardless. It's just gotten to the point too of just like, and even I've had like people that like I'm mutual with, I'm cool with. They're just like, well, I'm into it. I get it, but y'all, the way that y'all showed y'all ass on Friday,
like you have to understand why. They know you're into it. That's why they did it.
Y'all really like y'all showed y'all ass on Friday, and I'm gonna tell you why. Here's the thing: it's one thing to watch it, but y'all watched it, saw Brock come on your screen, recorded yourselves flipping off the screen, and like, I hate this so much. Kept the TV on. Just watch it in peace. You don't have to tell it. The thing is, it doesn't matter if you hate it or not. You're still watching. You're still going. Then after y'all all posted, yeah, I went directly on WWEshop.com and bought some merch. Everybody posted their receipts. They posted their receipts.
And look.
What happened to a thing? We all have some things that we watch that we might be slightly ashamed of. Do we go
Not me.
Well, nothing like that to that level. Back in my day, something you watch things in shame like Twilight.
I've never seen Twilight.
Oh my gosh, they're actually doing I think a
marathon. I know it's coming back to like theaters and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is my opportunity. I've never seen it. I've never read it. Honestly, like, guys, I joke, but like, I think I do live under a rock. Most things I have never seen. I've never seen Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, Twilight. But like I said, from a very young age, I had a very strong commitment to being contrarian. So I read. Let me put y'all on. There was this there was a series called Halflings. And it was 3 books. And I don't like the ones where it's like a girl and 2 guys. This show is never about Dynamite. Sorry, but it's like a girl and 2 guys, right? And they were like half angels, half something else. I don't even fucking remember. But I remember I had the biggest crush on like the biggest book crush on like the older brother, and in the end she like went with the younger brother, and I was like, this bitch, she dumb as fuck. But my mom bought it at a Christian bookstore because she was like, I don't want you reading Twilight or anything like that. So she bought it at a Christian bookstore. Well, she brought it home, and I was like, this is insane. I don't know why Jesus ain't in this, girl. This is nasty. So guys, yeah, if you're looking for something a little bit off the beaten path in that semi
Beaten path.
fantasy world, halflings, the whole series.
Well, thank you for your service, Danielle.
I'm sorry, Danielle. That's crazy.
I just, wow, that was a lot.
I wish my brain was normal.
No, it's okay. Mine's normal too. I just, yeah, y'all get on my nerves. My thing is, if you're gonna watch it, watch it in peace,
Just
and
do it.
you justify it. Guess what, guys? I don't watch SmackDown on a good day. It didn't matter if it was AJ Lee, AJ Styles, AJ Francis.
That's
I
too damn AJ's.
hello. I just couldn't do it. I can't. I just my thing is also too, and people are like, well, people are like, well, you like this, you don't have to pretend not to.
I'm
Every
not
woman
lying.
was not big on the Divas era. And to be honest, don't get me wrong, I liked AJ, but at the time, I was a bigger fan of like Punk and Brian. Like, like I was a huge fan of those two at the time when things are happening. Like, I'm sorry, I
And sorry, go ahead.
I don't think, like, obviously it's not their fault. A lot of the way that they were booked, but me personally, I am a wrestling first fan, as in like the actual wrestling part of pro wrestling really does matter to me, and it really does affect my enjoyment of professional wrestling. And I don't think that a lot of times in the Divas era they were ever given an opportunity to have, high standards wrestling, and that's not their fault, but it's just how the cookie crumbled.
But it's still true,
Yes, and
And
so like,
I'm just echoing that sentiment that and that was what turned me off of wrestling in general when I was younger, because I was like, the way that women are being treated or not even seen. I'm like, I'm a girl. Where are the girls gonna come out here and rap for real? And I will give AJ credit because she was one of the girls that was on there grapping, but I wasn't willing to sit down week to week and wait and hope and pray the way that I know a lot of people were and would tune in. So no, her return for me did not really strike any chords. It did not really do anything. And fair or not, and I need to do a true assessment with myself about whether or not this is internalized misogyny. I don't like your man. I don't like your man. And and unfortunately that is contagious. Like, ladies, leave your man at home. So even for you to make that return, like,
I think it's not even that I don't. It's not even the fact that I don't like him, which I don't. I just feel like it was more so the fact of there's no way that for for her to be seen as this legend, right, by so many people, for you to come back for the first time in 10 years because of a man rather than because of something, especially when Evolution was just a couple months ago, bro.
come on. And look, we don't know the exacts of like the behind the scenes and everything, but like, you're just like, okay, the you waited a decade to be like his girl instead of like the girl, you know? That that to me, and again, I understand I have takes that are so far left that they might actually be right. Like, I got takes that are so far that people are like, "Wait, is that even?" So I understand that it might be that too, but I'm like, yeah.
And then people use that as an opportunity. They say, "Yeah, it's time for Mercedes to come home."
You know what? This is one of those things, right? Like, I need everybody. I'm gonna hold your hands when I say this. All right, Mercedes, for all intents and purposes, she now has an AEW driver's license.
Yes.
Mercedes, for all intents and purposes, she now files taxes for all Elite Wrestling. Mercedes, for all intents and purposes, now she is registered to vote for all Elite Wrestling. Like, she's moved. The
Also, bro,
move is
I
complete.
I don't even think I expected it, bro. Like, Mercedes is a real dub shooter.
No, for real.
Like, the stuff that she be saying, I said,
Did
"Whoa."
Mercedes come home? She said, "Grow up."
She says, "Watch AEW." She said, "We the only people really wrestling out here. We really wrestling. And if you ain't wrestling, stay your bum ass home." Oh, nothing but respect for my CEO.
I keep waiting for this brownie to get better, and it doesn't.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
Um,
It was free. Well, I stole it, but
next. Oh yeah, well the tag match was really good. Bro, Alex Windsor was fantastic. Like
Big
it was
Wendy.
good. This was her first match back. It's always great to have Amy Sakura. That was really, really fun. Also, Mercedes, we got to get you a partner you can win with. But what was after that?
Her and Athena got to lock back in.
Yes, some FTR segment was afterwards. Whatever.
Don't care. You're bald.
They started fighting people in the crowd. They were like, "Fight me, fight me!" Then they knocked over a cameraman. It was just a lot. It was really nasty.
No, I never read the Falling series, Chloe. I might have read it in Spanish, which meant I didn't read it.
Ricochet and Shelton Benjamin had one hell of a match.
Really?
It
I
was.
don't know why I said really. Like I'm surprised that
It was fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, Shelton Benjamin, lead them boys at home.
Well, what can you say?
Lead them boys at home. You are all elite. You are elite. You gotta lead them boys at home. I said, whoa, this was fantastic. Like this was so good. Shelton, man, you got to do that classic again. Don't worry about it. I need you versus Shibata. I got plans that I cannot
share with you right now
because the
haters will sabotage
me. But Ricochet also, we got to find a plan to get you some gold. I will say Ricochet's been really good for a really long time, like in AEW. He's been super consistent, and I hope that he needs to win this stuff with Hurt Syndicate. They're gonna have to take that L. I hate that it's gonna probably be Shelton that takes the pin, but
not if I get involved. I got a plan.
You know, next that we had another behind the scenes thing of not behind the scenes, but backstage promo from Don and Kyle Fletcher. That's when they made the matches official. Listen, when Don eventually turns on Kyle, it's gonna make me really sad. I'm not gonna feel bad for him, but the way that they set this up is just like you could tell Kyle really, and I think that's what's gonna also contribute to his downfall versus Hangman. It's like he really wants to make the family proud. You know,
it's so sad.
Whenever
he's like Matilda.
And so whatever Don will eventually turn on him. It's gonna be crazy. Oh, they also wait, I need to I want to read it out to you because this is gonna sound.
Please do.
It's gonna sound crazy. I need to find the graphic real quick. Okay, so they announced a unified championship tournament for All Out, and so essentially on there is going to be Okada versus Michael Oku.
Oh wow! Wait.
On Collision. Takeshita versus Anthony Bowens on Collision, and the Beast Mortos and Mascara Dorada on Dynamite next week. And so the winners of each of those matches will have a 3-way match at All Out for the Unified Championship.
So Takeshita, Okada, and Mascara Dorada, if I've got anything to say about it.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'd be.
Beast Mortos, I'm sorry, girl. We gonna get you in some way, but you gotta put your.
I wouldn't be shocked though if they did use Beast Mortos just because it seems like they're trying to heat LFI back up now. But we'll see. But I would prefer Mascara Dorada.
Can I share a controversial take?
What, man? What?
It's not even that. I am apathetic towards LFI.
Me too.
Okay. Yay, this is a safe space then. I think we're supposed to think that they're cool, but that doesn't make you cool.
They've started and stopped so many times to where it's not
Yeah,
even
like
I don't think that they're cool. It's just that I just don't feel I don't see any point of investing in them long term.
yeah, no, I don't need to worry about you in a month.
Exactly. Um not Decla, sorry. Tony Storm and Sky Blue had a match. It was a Philly street fight. Tony Storm is a nut, bro. She took staples in the
In Philly,
ass,
you big dumb bitch. Sorry.
in the titties. She took staples
In the titties.
in her hoo ha. Um, what a beast. She went into a table full of mouse traps. She had a kendo stick autographed by Sandman. Um, bro, Tony, I listen.
Nobody like her,
This
man.
is the thing. Tony Storm, in a way, you will always be AEW Women's World Champion. The only reason why I am so adamant for this belt to get off of her is just because it's we do have to give other people a turn.
Yeah.
But that does not mean that she hasn't been splendid. Tony,
No.
like she's just she she checks every box. She wrestles well enough to still be elite. She talks better than anybody in the company. She's charismatic. She just and you
She's constantly evolving.
and you want to know what I think is even cooler about her is that I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but like, especially after Mariah's left, Tony almost never uses catchphrases anymore. Like her first set of material from the Timeless gimmick, she's basically off most of that, especially not like no Luther, none of that. Like she's just, it's all fresh. Like the character is consistently evolving. She's incredible. Like Tony Storm, and it's even too like now it's like how do I say it? Like when you see like a hard her in a hardcore match type, right? Like people get so excited because she's now become she is AEW. That's why I do need them to recreate that picture that we saw this morning. The fourth person is Tony. Sorry, Maxwell. You I would include Big Timeless with Osprey Hangman Swerve. She's just that over MJF. She's just that good. Points were made.
Well, yes. I also think that we should. Yes, Tony Storm should be in that shoe. You know what else we need to do?
A
Tony
women's
Storm, Willow, and Stat.
I think we should do a Tony, Mercedes, and Athena. Actually,
Look, Tony, she'll have a busy day. She will have
it
three.
is a busy day. She should be in everybody's photo shoot. Actually,
Honestly, yes.
she's
There
one person that should be in everybody's shoot.
and you know what? I want to say, like, for as much as we give Mox credit for always being like the fallback person for, AEW, it just seems like, oh, or like the joke is like, oh, he's gonna go on vacation eventually, but whenever we need him, we call him back. Tony Storm has been that and more, for the women's division. Um,
Even when Tony was off, she was still working in the partners with the partners.
yeah, and also a four-time world champion. But what I would argue is, hey, and I'm not trying to start nothing, but I will wake it up. 4 world title reigns for Mox and for Tony at this point, right? There, we needed John Moxley to come up off that title. We need Tony Storm because we were done. He rapidly improved the whole thing in the last few months.
Absolutely.
We would be sit up here lying if we were not counting down the days for that belt to be gone off of him for the
Right.
both of his most recent title reign. Tony Storm has not felt that same way. She has had so much going on, and even when it was her and Mariah, right? Like it was her and Mariah, and then I had questions of, okay, what do you do next? Because you guys have been living in your own like universe, just the two of you. What comes after that? She has had an answer to that each and every single week. She has been constantly evolving and still interesting all this time later. Um, yeah, if I didn't have other clients to attend to make sure that all these families get fed,
And that's really what it comes down to. I just have other clients, Toni, and they need to eat. They're starving. And I think also too, just obviously we couldn't have known that back then, but I think investing all that time into Mariah and pushing aside so many other people just for her to end up leaving anyway, of just like y'all got to think this title has technically been tied up since the end of 2023, like, and once basically with one woman. That's crazy. So I digress. Also, we had that's a really good segue. After Toni Storm wins that, obviously she gets dumped after the match by Triangle Madness, and then Chris Statlander runs out. Jamie Hayter runs out. Then there's a backstage segment with Willow Nightingale, and that she finally wants a match with me, Marina Shafir, and Harley Cameron comes out and with a guitar.
We don't need a match with Marina Shafir, baby.
I know. But Harley Cameron comes out.
She almost killed you.
And tries to convince Willow, like, Stat is so sorry, etc. And yada, yada, yada. And basically, Willow's like, first of all, it seems like you get really close to Stat. Just know that she has friends, clearly. She was alluding to the Death Rider. She was just like, be careful around her. And then after that, we had the main event, which was the All-Star tag, which was really good. It was the Ops and Brodito, who also Bandito. I don't think we got to come on the show and say Death Before Dishonor. Wow, what a show!
Wow,
fantastic show. The top 3 title matches, the pure title match, the men's world title match, and the women's world title match were all so good. But no, like Bandito versus Hechicero was a match of the year candidate. Bandito, you literally up in that wrestler of the year conversation like a thief in the night.
Bandito, every time that I know you're going to be there, a smile hits my face. Every time that I know that you're going to be wrestling, I want to see it. And that list of human beings is so incredibly short. It's so short. Bandito, this year that you have been having, it is only September. I'm speaking to Mr. Bandito now for himself.
April.
That's why I'm like, it's only September. He only came back in April. Every single one of y'all should be looking around at yourselves in shame. In absolute shame. Because he came in, he snatched everybody's chain. Big Soup, I'm not talking about you. That's you're different.
Not you.
I'm never talking about you. But yeah, but I literally I need to learn more words to talk about how much fun I have watching Bandito wrestle. And I didn't even see tonight's show, which I'm thrilled to go back and watch. But I'm talking about Death Before Dishonor. I'm talking about, man, they just uploaded Takeshita Bandito from
Supercard. Y'all, Dani, y'all should have saw Dani at that show. Like, when I tell you, Dani literally was standing across because I said, Dani, hey, I said, there's a seat open by me. Come sit by me. She's like, I'm good right here. She's standing in her seat like she needed space. I'm talking about standing the entire time with her tongue out. She's like, yeah.
My kind of crap. Yeah. It really was. Like, when I rewatched that match and I was like, yep, everything I thought it was and more. That's my brand of wrestling. That's what I want to see all of the time. But no, Bandito, you're incredible. Brodito, you continue to find ways to be fun and fresh and interesting. And I thank God every day that billionaire derogatory did not go with Baldy Glucks again.
Y'all, we would have been sick. Like, I'm talking about sick to our, like, man, everything is so, listen, everything, AW isn't perfect right now, but we got to line up of champions that I can sleep peacefully at night. You know, like Hangman, Toni.
I was trying to think of the sneaks.
Kyle, Mercedes, Brodito,
no sneaks.
Okada. I can sleep peacefully at night, like
You know how long it's been since we've lived like this?
and that's why whenever
There's just always been something off. One
that's
one or two things.
that's why when AEW tries to like give you ultimatums, you can't let them win. Like we don't have to live like this, y'all. We don't.
God.
And also too, this is another thing. Even going back to like Bandito versus Takeshita, I realized like guys, especially after we making up new pay per views like WrestlePalooza and stuff. Listen, let me tell you something. You will never go wrong being an all elite princess. I've been thinking about that weekend more and more. I said, wow, we was everywhere for very little money.
But don't tell them that.
Everywhere.
Yeah, but you know what? That brings me to my next point, which is I'm gonna start angling All Elite Wrestling when you come to my city next, which is in December. You should let me come backstage. I think that you should let me bring a tiny mic, and my most controversial questions. And I think that it would be great for all involved. I have seen, and I'm putting you on blast now, I will not name names. I have seen that you've been offering all elite experiences to certain individuals when you touch down in their cities. I know that that's true. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm gonna start soft launching that, but now through December. So I've actually got a lot of demands for AEW. Send
Don't worry
Osprey my
about it.
way. Give me a tiny mic and some space. And oh, I had one more. I forgot.
I'll have my people call your people.
I have my people come and call your people. And stop sending me the voicemail, beach. I feel like Okada. Um, oh, I
Oh,
want to say about this match, the main event, right?
mhm.
I little birdie told me that there was some money on the line.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, yeah.
The Bucks are
Um,
worth $500,000.
which okay, pause. I'm unsuspending disbelief for a second, right? If you're giving out $500,000 fucking dollars, I need to. That was a threat. Let me not say that. Giving out $500,000 to people who already have money. Every single person in this match already has money. Okay,
I'm trying to think. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
who do you think in that match not getting paid?
Wheeler Yuta.
Well, what do you want me to do about that? I'm not a god. Okay. Um, but
Hey,
I'm like, okay, so everybody be so fucking for
Mox
real.
actually so Mox made a deal with them earlier in the show. So basically, I forgot to say this part. So, but like the Bucks are in catering, and they're going to sit down, and like everybody treating them like a scrub, like the Dark Order treating them like a scrub. So they try to go like
That's crazy.
they try to go sit with like Brandon Cutler, and Brandon Cutler's like, I don't fuck with y'all no more at all. Like Brandon Cutler getting on them, right? And so Mox comes sit down and everybody gets up, like all everybody they scared, right? And Mox was like, listen, all right, I just need your help tonight. He said, so I know you need the money.
True.
So listen, if we win,
Brokies.
y'all can split the purse between yourselves. 250 each. Cause you really need it.
I'm
Oh,
guys. The Rob list was born out of a sense of class solidarity. All right. These people are not our peers. All right. Um, it's all fun and games until you start, and you're like, they're the highest paid tag team ever. What are we talking about? 250 racks each. Um, Tony Khan, you will be paying my student loans. So
but
add that
here's
to a list
the
of
thing.
demands.
To be fair, their salary has been paying for everybody else to have their all-star tags.
You know what? And I'm gonna add that I don't even care. Actually, I will say I'm not a BTE girl. I'm a BTE appreciator, but I'm not like I know a lot of people are BTE girls down. And I'm so happy for the BTE community. I'm
You're
an
so
ally.
good.
No, I was just gonna say, but I did see that they are capital B brokies. And people were like, "Oh my God, Danielle, take them off the Rob list." I got a lot of DMs in defense of the Young Bucks. Take them off the Rob list. Take them off the Rob list. And my response to that is simple. Why would I take them off the Rob list now when I know they have no security? This is the prime time for high earning subjects to be on the Rob list.
Absolutely.
Hello? Sorry, but excuse me, the match.
Yes, this was great. I after the match, the Bucks, like when I say they took their money and ran, like they took their money and ran, then they got ended up getting attacked by Brody King, and then the numbers game comes out, like basically overwhelms them. The Bucks just run away. So the numbers game overwhelms the baby faces, and then Darby comes out, and so they jump in Darby, and
All right,
all
skateboard
of a
black.
sudden, somebody in a black hoodie comes and starts hitting on Darby. That black hoodie reveal it's Daniel Garcia. Um, which I don't hate. I'm gonna be honest, I don't hate it. That match on Collision, Mox versus Garcia. Oh my god,
I actually did see that.
it was
That
so
was great.
good.
And you know what? Part of this is like, okay, Danielle, when you put things out into the universe, you have to be very, very specific because
Ask Jezebel.
so my point was, I have said before, I'm over the Death Riders. I'm ready to move on. I feel like John Moxley's carrying dead weight. I'd also said before.
But that's why he was trying to replace
I
the
was
niggas.
gonna say, I had also said before that I was begging for some actual character development, positive or negative, for Daniel Garcia. I was not specific enough to say that I did not want those two things to go together. That one's on me. Should have wrote that in the fine print. It's one of those things, right? Like, do I hate the idea of heel Daniel Garcia? No, because you needed to do something. You was coming out and just getting bitched for weeks and weeks and weeks, for months and months, and now it's years and years. And we were just supposed to, like, if you were perfectly fine with your position on the card or not on the card for forever, then you could have kept that there forever. But if you ever want to be something more, we got to do something else. And I think that was clear to everybody. So am I mad about the heel turn? No. I still feel the same way about the Death Riders at present, which is that I don't want to see it week to week. And my fear, I'm fine with Mox. The whole Death Riders thing, I'm not intimidated by you anymore. I've seen you be defeated. I've seen you be, like, I don't understand what value the group brings now. But I will say, like, looking at it, I'm like, okay, so my fear is that DG joins the Death Riders and becomes another Wheeler Yuta. Not in the sense that I think that Yuta's on, it's his own thing. He's probably going to end up, like, leaving the Death Riders. I don't know. They might stab him in the head or something. Like, whatever. But, like, what I mean is the same treatment. Because, like,
Yeah.
I don't think that Daniel Garcia has ever positively benefited from being in a group. That's my fear. It's like, okay, we just get back in the same loop. Are we just gonna get back in the same loop?
That's fair. I will also say though, every group he's been in so far, he's never been a particularly serious character. So like this is going to be a big shift altogether. Like
and a challenge.
Yeah, this will be a challenge altogether.
So we'll see.
I'm willing to see it out, and I feel like Chris Statlander's in basically the same position.
Agreed.
And I think they both needed to do something. And so if this is the something, let's hope it works. Like I honestly think, because at this point, like even with the women's division, I think that Toni has been booked so strong as champion that the only thing that could possibly take her down is it has to be like a company wide disruption. Like it's gonna have to be something really huge. And I think maybe Chris runs away with the title. I was thinking like Winter is coming in 2020 with Don and Kenny running away with
Yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
title like that, maybe that's it. Like because Tony Storm has now defeated Mercedes and Athena. Like she,
Those are the big dogs.
there's nobody like y'all have to kill her.
Yep. Those are the big dogs.
The biggest, the largest,
Do you
and
look
so
like Big X the Plague?
huh?
I
A
was
big,
thinking something like that guy. Do you look like Big X the Plague?
so yeah, that's where we are. All Out looks fantastic. I'm so seated.
Can I address something in the chats?
Yes.
It's not even bad. There's just somebody said earlier that they were like really not happy with like men's mid card having zero baby faces, which I actually don't disagree with. I do think that now you kind of have yourself in a situation where like, damn, everybody evil and everybody in a gang. Like,
Also, we're about to get several back,
I
right? We're about to get several men's baby faces
I
back.
was gonna say now the thing is I think you just gotta wait on that
Yeah,
because
correct.
and not everybody can stay evil and in a gang. I do believe that some will be reformed very quickly or relatively quickly, but I I I don't want to gloss over it because I definitely see how if it's not handled right, it could be a problem.
Especially with Kyle Fletcher not defending the TNT belt at All Out, and also too, the hottest belt just doesn't feel mid card. So there's that. And so I get it, but we're getting people back. Last week they teased Eddie Kingston is coming back, and we're about to get Orange Cassidy back. So I think like we're gonna be good on baby faces. Listen, it's been enough time. Leave Orange Cassidy alone. Um, I actually rewatched Orange Cassidy versus John Moxley at All Out from 2023, and bro, that's one of the best matches AEW's ever done. Like that match is fantastic. Exactly. Tell her to stop being nasty, Jalen. She is so nasty and so.
So rude. I
Ugh.
can't stop. It's just in me. My thing with Orange Cassidy.
We get it. You felt like he was overexposed.
I
And
was gonna say I was gonna add some hope into that take. Thank
okay.
you. I was gonna say it has now been a really long time. So I'm interested to see where he comes back and where he kind of picks up from there, which is a different tune
It is.
than I would have had a long time ago. It's a different tune than I have from other people. Like, if you want to sit up here and you're gonna be like, "Oh, Danielle, Jay White returned," there's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing I can do about that.
Did you hear that Wardlow's injured again?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, two sides, right? The empathetic side of me is like, oh my god, that sucks.
Yeah.
You've been out for so long, and then you came back, and this was supposed to be. You're clearly supposed to be a part of something big, um, and now that's like two times in your career where it's like you're supposed to be a part of something big and didn't necessarily pan out. Empathetic side of me is like, oh, that sucks. I wish the guy well. What did you do?
Apparently, that lariat that he did on when he came back. I don't know. Listen, when it comes to Wardlow, and especially too, like I read the report, they were like, "Yeah, he was supposed to be heavily involved in like Takesha's babyface turn." Guys, I think we
I
don't
don't
need.
think we need that,
I
though.
don't think we need it
I don't think we need, like look.
for Takesha. The
Just
G
get him
one,
on the fucking G1 climax.
the
I
G,
think he'll
the
I
G.
think he'll be all right without Wardlow. I'm gonna take a bet, and I'm gonna say I think he'll be all right without Wardlow. I do.
Speaking of people with injuries coming back and stuff like that, or and that we are right with. Listen, I am very happy for Jamie Hayter. I think she's looked great since returning. But that doesn't mean that we just need to get rid of Queen Aminata. She had become a very, very consistent part of weekly programming, and I,
And someone that you looked forward to seeing. Like,
her
hello.
her and Thecla's feud has been some of the best stuff that AEW has done. We don't need
And
to,
some of the most consistent.
yeah, we don't need to get away from that. I don't know what's. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's why I. It feels like they've halted on all this blood and guts speculation because it seems like something big is coming. Like at All Out, I think, and I don't think it's gonna be for the TBS title. I do feel like something major shift is coming, and so let's hurry up and get this done. We got money to make. Sheeta and Suri,
Leaving it on the table.
Sheeta and Shuri are teaming up again. They said they want to come to AEW. Listen, it's time to get these tag belts up and rolling. We got people who want to come over here. They want to do what to do. Yeah. It's too much money to make.
Quit leaving it on the table. No, I 100% agree. I do want to say I was the one from the jump. I was like, I don't think they're actually going to give you blood and girls. I don't think they're going to do blood and guts for women. And everybody was like, Danielle, of course they're going to do it. I'm like,
The thing is, when you tease 5-on-5 teams every week, what else was we supposed to think?
I understand that, but I also think that I was like, they're not going to commit to that. And I think as soon as it really solidified and everybody said, I think like the week before All In, we were like, oh no, 100%. Like they're gonna do a blood and guts, and it's going, they have been cooling it off ever since. They're like, no. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I also want to say quickly, not quickly actually, before we end this. We have now come to the point in the show, you guys might be familiar with it, where we talk about the greatest of all time, Kenny by God Omega. I keep accidentally making more and more enemies, and now I'm under attack from the Catholics. Oh my God, call me the Turks. I tweeted, it was in jest. I was making fun of AI, and there's a tweet that was like, oh, like something like more relatable than God, and it was a picture of some random thing and like an AI picture of white Jesus. And then I quoted it, and I was like, you don't need to use AI to replicate God. He's right here. And it's a picture of Kenny Omega. This is my formal apology to the Catholic Church, and I know the Pope is listening.
I thought it was a very funny tweet. I giggled.
I know the Pope is listening. When I tell you my mentions have been crazy, Danielle, this was too far. Danielle, I was like, I went to Catholic school. I'm one of you. Yeah. So
also, go ahead. Go. No, actually, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the Catholics, bald people, the British, all of those I understand. All right, I get it. Male diva stands, I get it. But yeah, I was like, I didn't mean to make an enemy of the church today. Oh my God, call me Sabrina Carpenter.
What a beast.
What a beast. But
love her.
Kenny Omega. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You go ahead first.
I just wanted to say that I'm tired of y'all making my goat talk and repeat himself. Kenny has had to get on the internet twice in these last couple weeks to set y'all straight. Listen, all he do is mind his business and play his video games. Y'all gonna get enough of talking crazy on him. He's not having it. And here's the thing: when Kenny tweet, I don't even read it. I go ahead and retweet it and then read it later because
whatever you said, go.
I've already endorsed.
I probably already said it.
I read his tweets and be like, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's like we drew it up.
Again. Exactly. Anything he said goes. Stop playing with him. Stop playing with my goat. I've had it. And so I don't want to see it again. Deadass. That's how I feel. Kenny, I hope you're having a great time.
We love you. We love you. We miss you already.
I know you're having a great time in Tokyo. You got a Tokyo game show and a whole bunch of stuff. I know you're gonna be hanging out with Kota Ibushi. Please take pics.
Please. And share them on twitter.com or
Exactly.
instagram.com as well.
Yes. So I just want you to know that that just means a lot to me. If you would do that. But yeah, that's it, folks. What an eventful day. I think everybody needs to rest and recuperate. Hopefully the good times keep rolling. Um, I digress. But
Wait,
oh, go
Lyric. You have to share one. Every Dynamite Diaries, I want to have a fun little theme. I couldn't think of one for today. So today's theme's gonna be revenge. What's the funniest thing or like pettiest thing you've ever done for revenge? It doesn't have to be the top one. It could be one of anything.
share. Um, what can I share without like doxing myself or somebody else? Um, well, this wasn't really for revenge, but I do think like it was great. I mean, well, it might have came off as revenge. So when I was in undergrad, I ran for student body president. I narrowly lost my election in a runoff to the son of like he was a state politician, and I lost the election. And like at my super large school, like I was devastated, but like people still wanted me to like stay involved, and so like they ended up inviting me to be one of the student leaders on the St. Patrick's Day float. And then on like our first night, welcome for the scenes, typically it's the student body president will come and like welcome students and like host the event. And they were like, yeah, administration asked me to personally co-host it because they felt like they said we just you're just more representative of the student body. Um, and so yeah, I co-hosted the welcome event for the new freshmen. Um, that was I don't want to call it revenge per se, but it was lick back season.
A personal victory for sure.
After yeah, because they definitely cheated in that election too. They were like
Oh
voting.
no, 100%.
They were voting off people's phones in like our party district while they were drunk. So like they were yeah, fun. So yeah. Hmm.
I have a couple of like serious ones that I won't share. I'll just share like petty ones. I think I've said this before, but like one, I don't think I've shared. I had roommates in college that were absolutely the worst. They were so mean and they were so nasty and so rude that I
Hmm.
literally like I would not come out of my room. I wouldn't even cook in our apartment. I would go to my boyfriend at the time, his apartment, and I would like make food there or like my friend's house. I would not use the shared spaces with them. I would not wash my clothes there because I did not want to speak to them at all. For a year.
Oh yeah, that was
um
normal.
huh?
I thought that was normal.
This wasn't normal. This was it wasn't like, oh, like I'm avoiding you and we're like saying hi casually. It was like tense all of the time.
Oh,
I'm like coming home. I'm opening the door, going straight to my room, not speaking to you. I'm not doing any of the dishes because I'm not eating here. I'm not washing my laundry. I'm not buying any groceries because I'm not eating here. Yeah, it was real bad. But so they were because they were so mean, and I didn't know them beforehand. I thought I was gonna transfer, and then the last minute I was like, I don't have what school's gonna take me, so I didn't. So I ended up like with like random roommates, and one day I got a text from one of them, which is crazy because I didn't even realize she had my number. And honest to God, Lyric, it's only been 2 years. If you were to ask me her name right now, I don't remember their names. I don't know if I ever knew their names. But she sent me a message and she was like, can you please make sure that you're, turning all your lights off in your room because I don't feel like it's fair that I'm having to pay like a third of the electricity bill and like you're running up the thing. And I was like, that's fascinating that you just shared that with me because what I have is a high level of petty and a disposable income. So I would leave my lights on all of the time. I would I would leave the house, and I know it's really bad for the environment, and I regret it now. But I would leave the house I would turn every single light in my room on. I would turn the AC way down, which was in my room, and I would leave for the whole day, for the whole night, sometimes days at a time, so that everybody's electricity bill went up. Um, and I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck. That was on purpose. And then, like, whenever I would see like their like I had a roommate before that, like when we lived in the dorms, and she was like super racist. So when she went to this is what I think I've shared. When she would like go to bed, I'd wait for her to fall asleep, and then I'd unplug her phone, and then I'd wake up before her, and I'd plug it right back in. So then she would wake up, she'd be like, "Why's my phone only at like 10%?" And I'd be like, "I don't know." Every day for a year.
Diabolical. I would never think of that.
Every for a year. I was like, no, see, that's one of those things that's like tiny, but like that will ruin your day. It will ruin your. So I'm telling you, Lyric. Eventually, she bought a new cord. Eventually, she got a new phone. Um, because she thought that there was something wrong with her outlet. She could not figure it out for the life of her. I'd be like, yeah, girl, I don't know. Mine's fine. Yeah, that one I'm proud of. That I
That's a good one. Wow. Well,
hope you enjoyed the Dynamite Diaries.
is there anything you'd like to plug? Anything coming down the pipeline?
No. Sakura wrestling is shut down.
She's lying.
Lyric, you?
Yes, I do have something that will be coming down the pipeline very, very soon. Can't share it yet. I can
Tell
share it with
me.
you later. I'll tell you later. But
I forgot we were live, honest to God.
yeah, guys, I'm so tired today.
Me too.
But yes, it was really good to be back. I'm really glad that we did the show. I'm really happy to be back. This really does always boost my spirits.
You feel your spirit boosted?
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Oh, I got to tell everybody about the bet. So I said that we're going to do a bet. Obviously, Dani roots. She's honestly lucky I'm allowing her to choose Bama because this really should be. We should have
allowing me to.
We should have to pick our alma maters.
No, the University of Alabama, for all intents and purposes, is my alma mater. Thank you.
Exactly. So I'm allowing her to, but
she doesn't get a choice.
Alabama and South Carolina are playing each other this year
in football.
October. And so I said, whoever loses has to wear the opposing team's nalia on for a full episode of the Dynamite Diaries live. So do what you will with that information. I would also like to say, for the first time in literally forever, the University of South Carolina Gamecocks football are ranked number 10 in the nation.
Okay,
thought y'all should know that.
But you know what? I hope that you enjoy this little moment that y'all are having, because the difference between a moment and a dynasty is just so great. You'll never understand it. You'll never.
Here's the thing. The difference
I don't want to hear about
the dynasty is Nick Saban.
Yes, 100%. But you don't have one of those, right?
Oh,
and pause, because I know what you're gonna say. We are strictly speaking about football.
I am speaking about football. We have
team into
Beamer. I said Shane Beamer. I didn't say anything about Don Staley.
Shane Beamer. Ain't nobody worried about Shane Beamer.
Clearly, they are if we're ranked number 10 in the nation.
Number 10 in the it's week 2.
That's sweet. Listen,
we don't know nobody, and nobody know you. It is week 2. What I'm saying is, University of Alabama was ranked number 1 for a decade.
What are they ranked right now?
So congratulations. You know what? Welcome to the top 10 party. You feel like you're doing a little something, whatever. Okay, fine. We lost to Florida State. Okay, fine. We don't have a quarterback. Okay, fine. We don't have corner.
Would you like to know what the University of Alabama is ranked right now currently? Would you like?
I know what we're ranked. But those numbers don't matter to me. You know what matters?
19.
You know what matters to me? The scoreboard. You know what? Pause. Because I want to say that is just such a huge difference in standard. Because being ranked the 19th best college football program in the country,
it is a huge accomplishment. It's just not better than my team. That's all.
Your team would have killed for that for a decade.
You're
All right.
absolutely
It's a
correct.
disappointment to
But
us
we
because
talking
we're
about
Bama.
today.
It
We're
is
not
a
talking about a
disappointment to
decade
us
ago.
because
We're
we're
not talking
Bama.
about the past.
Most
That's the
bitches
problem.
couldn't
You
lace
sound
our
like the
boots
young
on a good
girl.
day. Don't
Listen, we're not talking about the
me.
past. We're talking about today. Today. Tomorrow.
And you know what? No, but the past informs our present and our future, doesn't it, Lyric? It does. How many rings do
So
you have?
why are they not ranked number
How
one?
many rings do you have?
If it's
How
informing
many
the
rings do you have?
zero.
So I don't even
You
understand why
don't
you
even
get
have
to
any
talk
rings
to
and
me.
you're this head coach,
I
Dani.
don't. It's been 2 years.
Okay, exactly. And it's been what, two years of Beamer ball. We're
And
doing
how many
well,
before that? With
consistent
nothing.
growth.
And
Yeah.
how many before that? With nothing. So I don't
You can
understand
fairly
why.
know.
I don't
I'm talking
understand
about the
why a
present.
team and a program
The
with
present.
nothing to
This
show
is
for it,
about we're talking
literally
about
nothing to ever
here's the
show
thing.
for it, is
We're
so
talking about
bold.
the
All of
present.
a sudden, y'all get a top 10 ranking all of a
We're
sudden,
talking about the
and you've
present.
never won
I'm
anything
talking
in
about
your
the present.
goddamn life.
I'm talking about the present. Where this is about the present.
But you
Okay?
know what?
The present.
The present, you should be holding yourself accordingly.
The
Okay,
present.
you should be conducting yourself in a
I'm
manner that makes
conducting
sense for who
myself
you
as
are.
a winner because that's who we
You're
are.
walking in with an intern resume, interviewing, trying to be a CEO. You're not there. You're not there. I know you feeling yourself because you just got your little shit, and you like, oh my god, people actually feeling me. Nobody's feeling you. Nobody's scared of you. You are not anything that you think that you are. And the only thing that you're able to enter this conversation with is hope. Not a ring, not a championship, but hope on week 2. So no, this is not a valid conversation. We are not
You
peers.
have to think, how did
We
USC
are not peers.
ended the season with like on a winning streak? Listen,
But I thought we weren't talking about the past.
you're talking about all we have is hope. We have results now and then. But let me tell you something too.
What kind
We
of
don't have
results?
to continue this because
Losers.
guess what?
You
At
are
the end
losers.
of the day, all that matters is what happens on that day in October. That's it. So that's all
Not
that
all that
matters.
matters. See, but
That's all that matters.
that's the
That's
difference. That's the difference.
that's what the
What
matters
you're not getting, what it's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business. What you're not getting, right, is that day in October, that's just a Saturday to me. To you, that will be the biggest game of y'all's season. To you,
for. Who
to
said
us,
that?
to us, that is a Saturday. That is one
We
Saturday closer
That's
to
not
the college
true.
football
That's
playoff.
just
That
not
is
true.
one Saturday
Bro, we
closer
have higher ranked
playing the
opponents.
national championship
We
game.
have
That is
higher
one
ranked
Saturday
opponents than you.
closer. Higher ranking opponents don't
And
make
we have
you
opponents that
Bama,
we have
bitch.
actual
Higher
rivalry.
ranking opponents
Nobody
don't make you
cares.
nothing. Higher
I
ranking
was just
opponents in week 2. We haven't even entered conference play.
Are you finished or are you done?
What I am is a 6-time national champion. Thank you.
Okay, and let's see if you make it 7. That's all.
Let's see if you can make it to 1.
Better watch those B words. Better watch those B words.
This is
But
how I
yeah,
feel talking about Lewis Hamilton too. I'm like, guys, I don't. You're talking about the president. I'm like, still most wins ever, still 7 titles. Who gonna check me?
I digress, y'all. October 25th, it goes down.
Genuinely forgot we were on the stream. I thought we were just arguing.
Yeah, October.
We gotta stop this because then we'll start saying stuff we're not supposed to say.
Oh no, trust me, I'm always watching that button. But yes, October 25th. Keep an eye out for the Alabama South Carolina game. Win, lose, or draw. It's going to be a funny one. I can't wait. I think you look great in garnet and black.
You know what? Everybody looks good in crimson.
Everybody,
So
no, they don't. But everybody looks good in garnet and black, and that's a fact. But thanks everybody for coming. We'll talk to you later. Have a very great night.
bye.
Bye.
You didn't even say the thing.